2023 is finally back, with the same thrilling conflict and ultimate aesthetic violence. This is definitely the best movie of the year, so everyone, get comfortable, we're starting the main feature now. The story begins. John Wick, who never lets a wrong go unanswered, fights his way to the head of the high table. The missing ring finger on his left hand serves as a reminder of the man before him. The elder, however, remains unperturbed and warns him. Even if you kill them, Gao Zuhui will not die from it. And he can never escape the fate of being hunted. Clearly, the elder underestimated John's determination. On the other side, Iman, missing his middle finger, walks into the Grand Hotel. He is an envoy sent by Marquis Grumman to close a banquet. The man then digs out a grenade. As the last grain of sand flowed through the hourglass, the mainland hotel exploded into ruins. Watching his painstaking efforts turn to ashes, Winston couldn't contain his anger. It's because the Count of Glamorgan is overwhelmingly powerful and extremely cruel. After eliminating John's guards, the next target is John himself.
Ming Pao Canada, Ming Pao Toronto.
Soon, the blind Kane was brought before Grumman. When he learned that the target was John Wick, his expression turned serious. They used to be friends and partners, but things changed when John's daughter got involved. Nonetheless, he accepted the mission. Scene transitions. A long-haired man in a black suit appears on the roof of the Osaka Grand Hotel. It's Johan Wick. The owner of this hotel, who is also an old friend of Jonah, seeks help just at this moment. At this time, Gao Zhuhui's people also arrived here. Shimajong had to personally go to meet, and they came this time under the command of Kramon to close the Osaka hotel. But Shimajong was unwilling to sit and wait quietly. Suddenly the hall went dark. It turned out that there were countless archers hiding upstairs. As Ken, who was also a friend, tried to stop them, all of a sudden, the war is now inevitable. After an exchange of gunfighting skills, Daiken thought having the home field advantage would help, but then a bunch of fully armed soldiers came rushing in. Daiken had no choice but to retreat with his men. Meanwhile, on the rooftop, John and Angela were preparing for battle. Achilles, wielding his cold weapons, moved swiftly while John remained steady, methodically cutting down the enemies. On the other side, the island spirit and his followers retreated to the kitchen. The complex terrain and high vantage points gave him a clear view of the battle. Kyan finally put down his bowl after eating his fill. He seemed like a ghost drifting through the battlefield, quickly installing countless alarms on the walls. On the other side, John was also in a tough battle. Facing a big, well-armored enemy, John had to bring out all his strength. After taking out 99 artillerymen along their way, John was also somewhat fatigued, but a life and death showdown had just begun. Despite being blind, Kane's close combat ability far surpasses John's. John was almost crushed to death. Just at that critical moment, gunshots were heard from afar. The two immediately separated, and John took the chance to escape from the hotel, only to run into the man who saved her. That's when I realized the opponent was a professional tracker. Although they belong to an assassin organization, they rarely act on their own. Instead of using hands, it relies on finding the target's location to switch assistants. Taking advantage of the opportunity, John quickly left the hotel. The women on the island don't have the spotlight, but Kyan can't bear to betray a friend, even if it means severe injury. The moment the islander reveals Jonah's location, Kyan would rather face death than sell out a friend.
Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and support the main pal and dog.
Scene transitions. Johan finds him. Winston threw out a badge he picked up from the enemy and wanted to inquire about its origin. Learning that the badge's owner is in Paris, John had to turn around and leave. But Winston stopped him. Even if they kill Gremlin, there will always be someone else to replace him. They will never escape the fate of being hunted down. The High Table has always had a secret tradition, the High Table Duel. Only by winning the duel can one ascend to the higher ranks of the High Table. But this duel cannot be proposed by just anyone. It must come from a family under Gao Zuhui. Kaiwei John has long been disowned by the Roskaloma family. Enjoying it, he could only reach a church in Germany and then quietly walk towards God the Father.
So